you start the video without me?
I was getting a drink because my voice hurt from the last recording. You can't just start the video without me. I'm the YouTuber. Oh, you silly rascal. So, we're gonna... You seem so eager. We're gonna go ahead and rate the Alola Pokemon at a 1 out of 10. Just to continue the trend. We got one more generation out of this. We're almost done. Man, we've come so far. We've come so far, and in almost every video, I've mentioned that the Gen 4 remix should have Mega Evolution come back. And also, in not a single one of these videos have I addressed the fact that I've had my AC going in every single one of them. But hey, we all know how this year's summer's been going, so I'm pretty sure you can forgive me. Either way, Sun and Moon Alola is actually one of the generations I like less than others. It's not my least favorite. I've already said that Gen 5 is my least favorite, but I'm not crazy about it. I would probably put it a good, like, a car length ahead of Gen 1, and then eventually when I get around to finishing Soul Silver will probably be pushed behind Alola again, so it's probably my 4th least favorite, which means it's the middle of the pack, because we have 8 now. So, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It is a perfect 5 out of 10. Oh wow, did I just rate the whole region? Well, that's crazy. Let's get to the Pokemon. Rowlet, it's an owl. It's pretty cute. I'm not crazy about its evolutions. Well, the final evolution's fine. Rowlet is a great way to start, because I don't hate it, I don't love it, so it gets a nice and flat 5 out of 10. Sorry, I had to move my mic just then, and I apparently couldn't wait until I shut up. Dartrix. Oh, you had stage 2. If you don't have stage 2 syndrome, you have something else, because usually stage 2s are just really underwhelming and uninteresting. You look actively worse. You're an active visual downgrade from Rowlet and your evolution, so you're gonna get a 3. And then Decidueye. I'm not sure how I feel about Decidueye. He's pretty cool. I like owls. Owls are neato. He's an owl. He's an archer owl, and he's got that whole Green Hood, Robin Hood kind of thing going on. He's fine. I really have no complaints about Decidueye. Can I say anything particularly positive about him? Not really. So I think he's gonna be a 5.4. Litton. Oh. My precious little baby, you had so much potential. I really like Litton. It's a cute cat. I like cats. My cat's sleeping next to me right now. I'm biased, but Litton, so much potential wasted. Litton gets a 6. And then Torracat. Oh, I really, really like Torracat. I actively like Torracat. He's a feisty boy. Look at him. I would, if I were a Pokemon trainer, I would have a Torracat. I don't think I would have him in my team, but he would be like just one of those Pokemon that you have as a pet. I would have a Torracat. I like Torracat. Torracat gets a 6.5. And then it all went wrong. Oh my god. They really, 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 really wanted to do another firefighting right after doing a fire psychic. They really wanted to, but they didn't end up doing it because they knew people would get mad. So they're like, hey, you know wrestling? Yeah, he's the heel wrestler. You know, the guy who's supposed to be the bad guy in the stage. So he's Fire Dark. If you wanted to make a Fire Dark starter, there are so many better options that you could have gone from Torracat with. Torracat is a Pokemon design I actively really like. Incineroar. Oh no. Everything went wrong. Incineroar is a terrible looking Pokemon, and I'm probably gonna catch some heat for that because there's definitely quite a few people that want to fuck him. Which, fair, he's furbait. Unfortunately for me, he is not my brand of furbait, because I'm not too crazy into the giant ripped dude kind of dude. Fun fact, I'm bi, if you didn't know that. And Incineroar is not the type of guy I like, so I can't even give him points for being furbait. Yeah. Do I want to put him down with Emolga, Stunfisk, and Hoopa? I want to, but in my heart of hearts, I don't think he deserves it. So I don't like Incineroar, but at the same time, I don't want to give him a non-rating, and I don't want to give him a 0, but he doesn't deserve a 1. So I'll be giving Incineroar a 0.01 out of 10. It's just so much potential wasted on Incineroar. And then he got put in fucking Smash? How? Like, I got Greninja, but every single person I saw play Sun and Moon picked Rowlet. I don't personally know anyone who picked Litton other than me, because I didn't know what it evolved into. And if I did, I would have picked Rowlet too. But fuck. Dude, I wouldn't dislike Incineroar nearly as much as I do if I didn't like Torracat so much. I love Torracat. Incineroar, oh my god. He might be my least favorite starter. I think I gave him a lower rating than Charizard. So yeah, Incineroar is definitely my least favorite starter. That's a shame. I could fuck with an Eevio-lighted Torracat though. I could do that. Not Incineroar. I'm never using Incineroar again. When I first played Moon and I evolved my Torracat, I immediately boxed Incineroar. And to emphasize the gravity of the situation, that was the first time I had not used a starter in my team until the end of the game. X and Y, I used my Delphox until I beat the game. ORAS, same thing with Blaziken. Sun and Moon, I boxed my starter the moment he got to level 36. I am so disappointed in Incineroar, especially nail in the coffin. He's Fire Dark, second favorite type as well. God, you are a travesty in my eyes, Incineroar, and I just wish you were anything different. Okay, back to a lighter note. Popplio. I used to be one of the people who didn't like Popplio. When Sun and Moon came out, I was like, Sun and Moon came out and I found out what Litton evolved into. I was like, oh, cool. There's no starter I'm interested in. I guess I'm picking Rowlet like everyone else. However, as the time goes on, the more and more I've come to like Popplio's line. Well, minus the second stage, but we'll get to that. Popplio, I think, is super cute. In my Moon that I've recently started a new playthrough in, I'm actively resetting and trying to get a shiny Popplio because shiny Primarina looks great. No luck, by the way. I've given up and started playing X just so I could play a Pokemon game. But I like Popplio. It's cute. I'm not crazy about seals and sea lions. They're fine. They're cute. They make funny noises. They're not one of my favorite animals, but I do like them. And Popplio's no different. You're not one of my favorites, but I do like you. So you're gonna get a 6.5 out of 10. Unfortunately, your evolution is a very distinct case of stage 2 syndrome, where I always forget you exist, and when I remember you exist, you're just kind of a bigger Popplio with frills, and I don't particularly like it. So Brion gets a. I'm also not sure how to say its name. I've been saying Brion, but I was like, that's really close to Fion, the useless baby stage of Manaphy. But Briony, maybe? I don't know. I'm not crazy about it, so it's gonna get a 4. Primarina, yeah, sure, I like it. She's pretty neato. Water fairy type, so I don't have to use a Zoomeril if I want to do that, and it's just a design I like. I like mermaids. I think they're neato. My main in League of Legends, when I actually still played that, was Nami. I like mermaids. They're neato. And this is a sea lion mermaid. Pretty neato. I fuck with Primarina, and her shiny's cool. She goes like more purple, and her hair becomes blonde, like a stereotypical really pretty mermaid usually have. They usually have blonde hair or just brown hair. And of the two for a Pokemon design, I'd say blonde hair fits better. So good for you, Primarina. We're gonna give you a 7.2. Speaking of wasted potential, Pekipec. It's cute. I like it. I like woodpeckers. They're one of the birds that I find is interesting, but it isn't a bird of prey, so it's just kind of overshadowed by eagles, hawks, and vultures. Vultures aren't birds of prey, but you get what I mean. Just big birds with big, scary fighting parts, like talons and whatnot. I like woodpeckers, and I like Pekipec. I like its color palette. It's a perfectly good regional bird Pokemon. So we'll give you a 6 out of 10, and then you evolve. From still images, Trumbeak, I like the way Trumbeak looks. However, the black part of its beak bends like lips, and I hate that. Beaks are solid. They are supposed to be solid. You are still a woodpecker, so a beak that bends does nothing for you. It hinders your ability to get food. But hey, at least you can make loud noises now, I guess. I hate Trumbeak. It gets a 1 out of 10. And then it gets worse. It's a toucan. Like, I know people say like, oh, it's just a ice cream. Oh, it's just wires, referring to circuitry. But at least with the ice cream, it's not actually ice cream, it's sentient icicles dressing themselves up as ice cream, so it's a little bit different. And Circuitry, he is kind of just wires, but at the same time, he's crazy. He's a crazy being from another dimension who is sentient wires, and also he kind of looks like a Christmas tree. So there's design aspects to that to make it distinct than just a wire. Toucanon is just a toucan. It is just a toucan. It is literally just a toucan. Who approved of this design? This is not a Pokemon. This is a real animal that exists. Who the fuck cares? Toucannon doesn't get a rating because it's not a Pokemon. It's just a toucan. Oh my god. All right, keeping up the trend of Pokemon I don't like. Yungoos. I just don't like it. 1. Gumshoes. I like what they were going for with the whole detective thing, hence Gumshoes. It's a way to refer to private eyes and whatnot, if you didn't know that. However, unfortunately for them, these games came out either when he was running or when Donald Trump was elected to be the president of the United States of America. And they could have chosen any other color for what is supposed to be a hat, but instead they kept it yellow and no one was able to see a private eye mongoose. Everyone saw Donald Trump. And that's real unfortunate because I like noir films. I think they're cool. I like old school detective movies and shows. They're fun. And we got Gumshoes. 1. Grubbin. He's cute. Little munchin grub. I'm fine with him. I would say that I actively like him a little bit, so we'll give him a 5.5. Charjabug, however, is wonderful, and I actively really like. He didn't quite make it, but he is on my top 100 list. If you look in the not quite section, he's right next to Clobbopus. He's almost in my top 100. So, he's fucking... I love Charjabug. A little bug battery, but at the same time, he's also a bus. And I love that. Charjabug is so freaking cute. Charjabug, you get a... This doesn't make sense with the way I've rated other top 100 Pokemon, but most of these have been out my ass anyway. You're getting an 8 out of 10. Vikavolt, also almost in my top 100. However, Charjabug is significantly higher up than Vikavolt. Vikavolt is cool. Like, it's really cool. However, I wish they kept with the whole thing that Charjabug looked like a bus, and they made Vikavolt some sort of vehicle. I would love that. It's a cool Pokemon. It's Bug Electric, which is a typing I'm quite fond of, and I don't think I've ever actively used a Vikavolt. Usually I get a Grubbin to a Charjabug, and then I never evolve it. So, Vikavolt, you'll get a 6.9 out of 10. Nice. One every video. Crabrawler. Oh my god, this is the generation of wasted potential, isn't it? Crabrawler. It's a really fun idea. It's a fighting crab based off of coconut crabs, which are a little bit horrifying, but they're a really cool species of crab. They are entirely land dwellers. They can't swim. If you see a coconut crab, do not put it in the water. It will die. They're an entirely land dwelling species of crab, and they usually hang out near trees because they eat coconuts, because they're coconut crabs. They use those big pincers that Crabrawler also has to crack open coconuts and eat the contents inside. They're a really cool species of crab, and thusly, Crabrawler, being based off of them, is a really neato Pokemon. And I like the fact that they took the idea of the giant pincers of the coconut crab and made them into boxing gloves and made him a pure fighting type crab because he can't be water type because coconut crabs can't swim. I like Crabrawler. He's a neat Pokemon, and you get him super early. Crabrawler, honestly, I can give a 7 out of 10. He's a fun Pokemon, and then it all goes downhill. Oricorio. It's a neat Pokemon. It's kind of a nothing Pokemon, but just in the sense that I don't think it's useful for anything. Yeah, looking at its stat block, it's not crazy good. However, it is a genuinely interesting Pokemon because it has various forms, a lot like Sawsbuck, but unlike Sawsbuck, it actually changes type based on which one you catch. The Bali style, I think is how you say it, the red one, like the default for Oricorio, is Fire Flying, and it doesn't learn any fire moves, which is fucking stupid. The Bali style, I will probably rate a 6, maybe. I think it's fine. The Pom-Pom style is definitely my least favorite. Why do its wings look like that? I understand they're supposed to be pom-poms, but wings don't work like that. And you're electric flying, apparently. I didn't know that. I thought you were fairy or grass or something. Pom-Pom style gets a 3 from me. Pau, good idea. It's, this is Alola. We had to have some sort of hula dancer. I don't like its 3 feathers sticking out of its penguin flippers. It just looks really ugly. Pau gets it also gets a 3. And then the one I probably will use anytime I feel like using Oricorio, Sensu style, Japanese fan dance. It's a cool, very entertaining thing to watch. A lot like the other dances on this list because, they're really fun cultural dances. But Sensu style in particular I find interesting because it looks the most natural, I would say. Well, maybe not the most natural. That probably goes to the Bali style because it's just kind of a red bird with its wings up. But the Sensu style is definitely up there. It looks like a Pokemon. It looks like a Pokemon that, some people may use, including myself. I probably will end up using a Sensu style Oricorio at some point. I just have one real complaint. Given its color palette, up until recently, I assumed it was ice flying type, and I'm disappointed to find out that it is ghost flying type, which is still fine, but ice type is my favorite type. So I would like to have my favorite Oricorio variant also be ice type. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. Instead, it is the same typing as Driftblim, another Pokemon I really like. And between Driftblim and Sensu Oricorio, I'm inclined to use Driftblim more. Should be said, I probably will end up using a Sensu Oricorio at some point. We'll give you a 7 out of 10. You're a good bird. Cutie Fly. That's really all it's got going for it. It's just kind of a nothing Pokemon otherwise. It's just a Pokemon made to be cute, and it's Bug Fairy. Wow, who cares? 5. Ribombee. A little bit better. Yeah, it's not one of my favorite bug types, but at the same time, it's cute enough, I guess, and it's more interesting than Cutie Fly is. So Ribombee gets like a 5.3, I guess. Rockruff. Of baby stages of Pokemon I like, I think Rockruff is decently far down there because he's kind of just a dog. He's a good boy and he's a fluffy pup, and I like him for that. I would probably have a Rockruff as a pet, similar to how I would have a Torracat. However, compared to his evolutions, yeah, I'm inclined to say that I like its evolutions, like, considerably better. Rockruff's fine, though. I don't hate it. I also don't love it, so Rockruff is a flat 5. And now for the entertaining part. Lycanroc. 3 forms, with one of them being event, I think. Midday Lycanroc. I like it. Its really slender legs remind me of a maned wolf, which is one of my favorite species of wolf, just because they're so uniquely shaped, and they have really long legs, and I really like the look of their long legs. And they're not pack animals like most wolves. They're solitary like foxes, and they're also around as skittish as coyotes, which is another thing Midday Lycanroc reminds me of. It's a mixture of a maned wolf and a coyote, and they're both pretty neato. Midday, you're pretty good. 6 out of 10. Midnight form, however, I actively really like. I really like the werewolf form of Rockruff. And I just have one complaint in that Midnight Lycanroc is mono rock and not rock dark. You think if there is any Pokemon that would be innately dark type, it would be werewolves. But this werewolf is not dark type. He is mono rock, which is a little bit weird, but at the same time, he now only has a 2 times weakness to fighting it instead of 4, which is good. It makes Lycanroc more usable. And also, I love shiny Midnight Lycanroc. The shade of blue they picked just goes so well with the other colors. I think Midnight Lycanroc shiny is one of my favorite shinies. Up there with Minechow and Milotic, definitely. Midnight Lycanroc gets an 8.5 out of 10. He's somewhere on my top 100. He is 51. No, 51. He's 51 on my top 100, and I can think of no better spot for him. Dusk form. I'm not crazy about Dusk form Lycanroc. Actually, now that I'm looking at him, I think I like him more than Midday because he looks more like a maned wolf than a coyote. Midday looks like a coyote, Midnight is clearly a werewolf, and Dusk form is a maned wolf, which I mentioned I really like maned wolves. I think they're a really cool type of wolf, and because of that, I quite like Dusk form Lycanroc as well. Okay, reading the Pokedex entry on Pokemon.com/Pokedex, it seems like it would be fighting rock type, so maybe it's just displaying the type of the base form, Midday, but that would be weird. I'm gonna look it up just to be safe. I feel like Midnight Lycanroc should be dark, and Dusk form with the Pokedex entry should be rock fighting. Voice crack. My voice is slowly dying. Yeah, no. All forms of Lycanroc are mono rock. If I were to have my way with, let's phrase that differently. If I were to have my way with making Lycanroc a specific way, phrase it like that, I would make Rockruff normal rock, then Midday normal rock, Midnight dark rock, and then Dusk form fighting rock. That's what I would do with the separate forms. But they're all mono rock, so I guess it doesn't, they all have the same type coverage. Well, not type coverage, but resistances and, benefits and whatnot. I just wish their typing was a bit more interesting. Something that is always not a downside, but like a disappointment is when a Pokemon has multiple forms and their type doesn't change across all of the forms. I find that's why I like Oricorio, despite it being kind of a nothing Pokemon. At least it changes type with each of its forms, so it's a bit more interesting. Dusk form Lycanroc, 7.3. Wishy-Washy. We'll just have it be its schooling form. I appreciate so much how Wishy-Washy is a absolute terrifying monster when it's schooled. I love that they totally overdid it with school form Wishy-Washy. You should be terrified of it. And then its ability completely fucks it over because when it gets too low HP, it just becomes a completely worthless Pokemon. Wishy-Washy is one of those Pokemon that is just super interesting because of its weird ability that only it has. So because it's such a unique Pokemon, I think I'd give Wishy-Washy probably a 7 out of 10. Marini, it's a Crown of Thorns. It's a stall, and unfortunately this stall inflicts bad poisoning upon you hitting it if it uses its signature move. It's a very annoying Pokemon, but I appreciate it bringing something different to the stall comp. So you get a 6, I guess. Toxapex is the evolved form, so it gets the same, a 6 out of 10. Mudbray is a Pokemon I actively dislike. I don't get why they gave a donkey / a mule goat eyes. Donkeys and mules don't have that. They just have eyes. And also you look really stupid, like really stupid. You're gonna get a 1 out of 10, my guy. Mudsdale, however, is considerably better, and he's based off of my favorite type of horse, the Clydesdale. That's where the Dale comes from in Mudsdale. I like them because they're fucking huge, and that's really cool. Outside of that, I don't really like Mudsdale because he doesn't look like how I would portray a Clydesdale, where they're huge, so they would probably be really intimidating and tough looking. Mudsdale just looks sleepy. He looks tired of working in the field all day. They're making him pull the plow and whatnot, and his back hurts. He's getting up in age. He looks like he needs to take a nap. Somebody get this Mudsdale a nap. It's unfortunate. Mudsdale, you'll get a 5. Now, Dewpider. Let's talk about Pokemon I really like. This guy's a cutie. I like him. I like the spider he's based off of, and I like the role reversal they did with the spider he's based off of. Dewpider gets a 7 out of 10. Araquanid. They took the same thing and made it really cool and also fucking huge. This spider is 6 foot tall. This spider is taller than I am. That's awesome. Bugs get considerably less scary and more awesome the bigger they are. That's why tarantulas scare me less than like a little itty bitty wolf spider crawling across my wall. They still trigger my arachnophobia, yes, but I am more inclined to trust a tarantula than I am to a wolf spider, both because tarantulas are substantially less aggressive and they're way bigger. So Araquanid is a really cool Pokemon, and his ability is cool. He's got a really good ability. Araquanid's awesome. Give him a 7.5 out of 10. Another Pokemon I like, it's Fomantis. It's a mantis, but it's not because it's monograss. It's a plant pretending to be a mantis that pretends to be a flower. Oh, multi-level trickery. Look at you, Fomantis. Master of disguise. Fomantis is really cute. I would totally have a Fomantis plush. We'll give you a 7 out of 10. And then you evolve into my absolute favorite type of mantis, except you're not a mantis, you're a flower. You're a flower pretending to be a mantis, pretending to be a flower. So that just kind of defeats the point now, doesn't it, Lurantis? Either way, I love Lurantis. She's super cute. She's really cool looking. She's based off of one of my... actually, you know what? She's based off of my favorite bug, orchid mantises. They're so pretty. And also, they don't trigger my entomophobia because they don't look like bugs. They look like living flowers, which is a thing I love. I almost exclusively play Florins and Starbound for that reason. And then Lurantis is a Pokemon based off of that same bug. And she's really cool looking. I really like Lurantis. If she's not in my top 100, there's something wrong with me. Okay, she's right behind Eviltal. So she's 62. Fair. Honestly, at this rate, I think I would put her higher up on that. If I were to make that list again, I would probably put her higher up. I really like Lurantis. You're gonna get an 8.5 out of 10. And then it all came crashing down. Morlul's cute. It's based off of a Nightlight. I don't really have anything to say about it, so you'll get a 5. Geodude is a Pokemon I actively despise. It is my least favorite type of Pokemon, being that it is a stall who stalls by doing absolutely nothing. Geodude stalls by chip healing a bunch. It chip heals a lot at once from various different effects, including its ability, Leech Seed or Ingrain, and then its signature move. I don't think, maybe not its signature move, but it has like Giga Drain and shit, which is the most boring type of Pokemon. And in Pixelmon, which I've been playing a lot more than my Pokemon games recently, anytime I run into a Geodude, I just turn around and ignore it. Even if it's high enough leveled, I'll get good XP from it. I'm not wasting my time on this Pokemon. Mix that whole thing with it being a stall Pokemon in the most obnoxious type of stall, or rather mix that fact with the fact that it is a shiitake mushroom with a smiley face drawn on it with no detail, and it also looks like it's wearing a diaper. Shiinotic is another Pokemon that I can put down with Stunfisk, Emolga, and Hoopa, where I'm not giving it a rating because I protest this Pokemon's existence. And now for better stuff. Salandit, fire poison type. Yes. This is a cool type. I want more cool poison-based typings. Poison, fire. Good. And he's a little lizard dude. Oh, yes. More of this. Well, I guess technically he's a salamander, but not like the real type of salamander. The salamanders that are like fiery, like the mythical salamanders, which is cool, yes. But for the sake of posterity, I'm going to refer to it as a lizard. Little funky lizard dude. Salandit is super cute. And similar to Combi, who evolves into one of my favorite Pokemon, it can only evolve if it's female. Salandit, you get a 7 out of 10. And then Selazal. Ooh, wow, they, with Selazal, they really embraced the whole furbait thing in this generation. Outside of the fact that Selazal is a very horny Pokemon, I really like her design. Like, specifically her color palette and where the actual color on her is. I like the, I like how the majority of her body is just that clean black, and then the underside is a mixture of purple and hot pink, like a faded, like a ghostly purple and hot pink. I love that color combination. And fire belly newts are a thing. This salamander, close enough, has a fire belly and also kind of fire breasts, because she's got that whole puffed out chest shapely thing going on. Whoever made Selazal was a very horny person, and I appreciate them because they are my people. Genuinely, I like Selazal. She's a cool Pokemon, and she can poison steel types, which is helpful because steel types are obnoxious with their defense stats. So hey, Toxic, you are now on a time limit to kill my entire team. Selazal's cool, and its shiny is simple but effective. So Selazal, you get an 8. From a misogynistic rating the appearance of a woman perspective, I'd say you're a 9 though. Stuffle, wow, I don't care. 5. Beware, I still don't care, but it's kind of funny that you're 6'11". So we'll give you a 5.2. Sounds sweet. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but it's super happy about it. 5. Steenie. I didn't know how to pronounce your name for the longest time, and I was disappointed that you pronounce it the way you do. Steenie's fine. That's all I can really say about it. It's a living plant, which, as I mentioned before, I like, but I don't really care. So, Steenie, you'll get like a 5. Serena. Wow. I don't hate it. I kind of like Serena. Not too terribly much, though. I feel like if they wanted to make a plant girl with really shapely legs, they could have made the rest of her more attractive as well, because clearly with Selazal, they didn't give a fuck if people wanted to fuck their Pokemon or not. But they kind of stopped with the whole fuckable idea with her legs. The rest of her is just kind of weird looking. Her shiny's nice. The green's turned to purple. That's a cool color combination. I like her legs. Kind of the only likable thing about her, and I think that's the point. Her attack is really high. That's pretty sweet. Outside of that, I don't really care, because I can't even really be horny about her, because the rest of her is just so not fuckable. So like 5.1, I guess? Comfey, a Pokemon I consistently forget even exists. You're gonna get a 1. Oranguru, you're a monkey. You're gross. 1. Passimian, a monkey, but one of the more likable types of monkey. And also, honestly, you look a little bit more like a lemur, which I'm fine with. Lemurs are cool. You are 6 foot tall. Passimian could T-pose on me. Passimian has multiple inches on me. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I actually like Passimian, despite my distaste for monkeys, because like I said, he looks more like a lemur. He's got the long snout of a lemur, and usually monkeys have really squished faces, because, you know, they're basically people. Passimian's fine. Of the monkey Pokemon, he's the one I like. So, Passimian, you're gonna get like a 5.6. Wimpod, he's funny. Although he reminds me of the wharf roaches from Animal Crossing that I could never catch, and I'm still not sure how to catch them. So for that, you're gonna get a 4. Golisopod, however, is a really cool Pokemon. The unfortunate thing is, his ability makes him suck. However, he's still a cool Pokemon, and I appreciate him for that. So we'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. Ah, yes, Sandygust. Oh my god, it's such a dumb idea for a Pokemon, but I love it. Oh my god. So Sandygust was definitely one of those Pokemon that when it was leaked or just presented, I forget which was first, I was like, oh my god, they actually made physical sand into a Pokemon. That's so dumb. But I have pulled a complete 180 and I now love Sandygust and its evolution. Sandygust is so funny. It is adorable and its ability is even funnier because it's taking the concept of using water to harden sand so you can make sand castles out of it. So water makes sand harder. When it gets hit with a water move, its defense goes up. It is such a funny Pokemon, and I can only give it a 7 out of 10. And then Palisand is more of the same, except it's now a sand castle. It's such a wonderful Pokemon. I'm gonna give him 7 out of 10 too. And then Pukeamooku. It is a sea cucumber mixed with a sea hare, or not a sea hare, a sea bunny. Sea hares and sea bunnies are super different. This is a sea hare, it's a sea slug, and this is a sea bunny. Yeah, they're pretty different. I really like Pukeamooku. I don't like that it's a gimmick Pokemon, a lot like Wobbuffet, but if I were to choose a gimmick Pokemon similar to them, I would pick Pukeamooku over Wobbuffet every single time. It is such a cute Pokemon, ignoring the fact that, you know, it actively like barfs its innards out. But sea cucumbers do that anyway, so it's no different to the animal it's based off of. Type Null. I used to hate it, but I've kind of grown to like it. And it's got that whole thing going for it that it's basically the Mewtwo of Arceus, where it's people's attempt to recreate Arceus, which is pretty cool. I wish they gave type Null the actual type Null, or just question mark. Any new type that is specifically for him, where he has no disadvantages and no advantages. He is just a complete Null type. If they did that, I would like type Null more. But as it stands, I can really only give him a 6 because his evolution is better. Silvally. It's type Null, but it's not like old and like trapped and stuff. Similar to type Null, because, you know, it's the same Pokemon. I used to not like Silvally, but I've come to quite like Silvally. I like its design. It's a Chimera, which is pretty freaking cool. Chimeras are cool. I have a character that I need to draw at some point that is a Chimera. It's a cool idea for a character. Silvally, specifically, I can honestly give an 8. It's a cool Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon that I really like, it's Minior. It's so cute. So, Minior, on the surface, it just looks like a generic rock Pokemon. But the moment you hit it, it becomes this! Minior is so unbelievably cute. It's a little star buddy, and he's trapped in a rock, and when you hit him, the rock breaks open, and he's so silly looking. Oh my god. I love Minior so much, and his ability is super interesting. When its HP becomes half or less, this Pokemon's shell breaks and it becomes aggressive. AKA, if we go back to the Meteor form, his speed and everything, it's all fairly low, but its defense, special defense is pretty high for a basic Pokemon that doesn't have an evolution. And then you break him open and his speed skyrockets, and his attack and special attack get swapped for his defense and special defense. It's a neat Pokemon with a neat ability. Another one of the Pokemon from this generation where his form changes upon his HP getting to a certain level. But unlike the other two, his ability doesn't nerf him, it buffs him, and he actually becomes a really viable Pokemon. Minior is a cool Pokemon. He comes in different colors already, so you don't even need to get a shiny to get a specific color that you want. You can just go get that color, and if you want the shiny, you're not going to be disappointed because the shiny is black. The unfortunate thing, though, is ignoring the sparkle you get when you encounter a shiny Pokemon. There's no way for you to know if the Minior is shiny until you crack it open, so you have to be really careful to hit it and not kill it. Which should be pretty easy, because, you know, he has pretty high defense and special defense. But you want to be careful, because, you know, you don't want to accidentally kill a shiny. Minior is a delightful Pokemon, and he's going to get an 8 out of 10. Similar to Toucannon, Komala is just a koala. Unless it's the log, and the koala is just sitting there. But I'm pretty sure it's just the koala, and because of that, it's a really boring Pokemon. So since it is just a koala, I am not going to give it a rating, because it is not a Pokemon, it is a normal animal. Curtinator, too many people dislike. Curtinator, I think, is really cool. He is a landmine mixed with a Matamata turtle. And Matamata turtles are a really interesting species of turtle. Fire dragon. Fun fact, some people refer to turtles as dragons, and that's where he gets the dragon typing come from. I don't really have much to say about Curtinator other than I really, really like him, and his ability completely protects him from critical hits. He's a cool Pokemon. I use Curtinator a fair good amount. Curtinator, you're just gonna get an 8 out of 10, just like Minior. Oh yeah, it's the nothing. Oh cool, Pokemon ripoff 1. Oh hey, it's nothing. Wait a minute, that's no Pikachu ripoff. That's one of my favorite ghost types. The funky little dude hiding in a Pikachu costume. Mimikyu is such a cool Pokemon. He is such a cool Pokemon. He comes out and you try to hit him, and whatever that first hit is completely nullified because it just breaks his disguise and he takes no damage. That first turn, you can't touch Mimikyu. You could probably hit him with like status moves, but you can't hurt him on that first stage, and it's great. Mix that in with the fact that he's a lonely little ghost hiding in a Pikachu costume, so people will love him. It's adorable. Mix that with the fact that he is a legitimate Lovecraftian horror, that if people see him, they will die. He took a cute thing that I already liked. He mixed Lovecraft into it, so I like it even more. My favorite game is Bloodborne. Mimikyu is a great Pokemon, and you're also... Nope, you're gonna get an 8.3 out of 10. And then you're gonna get a 1. Bruxish is a 1. Drampa gets a bad rap. I like Drampa. I think he's funny. He reminds me of Falcor the Luck Dragon, which honestly he's probably based off of, as well as that weird yokai thing, which is a dragon with a grandpa face. But Drampa is a really funny Pokemon, and if I were a Pokemon trainer, I probably would have a Drampa just to be friends with. I like Drampa, and I think people shit on him too much. Drampa gets a 7 out of 10. Delmise. He's a cool Pokemon. I always think he evolves. When he doesn't, nor has a pre-evolution, I'm a little disappointed. So overall, I'll give Delmise like a 5 out of 10. Jangmo-o. Oh yes, this entire line is great. Jangmo-o is a cute little dinosaur lizard dude. I love him. I want to be his friend. 7 out of 10. Hakamo-o. Starting to get cool. This guy's ready to fight. He's a second stage he's a second stage that honestly I remember more than the first stage. Good for you. 7.1 out of 10. And then Kamoto. Oh my god, this guy is cool. Fighting dragon type. And he's got that zigzag mouth going on. I love things with zigzag mouths. Aggron is my 10th favorite Pokemon. I would totally be friends with a Kamoto. 100%. Such a cool Pokemon. And he is sitting at... yes, he's right behind Trevenant. He is number 82. You know what? For that, I will give Kamoto an 8.2 out of 10. You're a good boy, and I want to be your friend. All right, Tapu Coco. We have reached the Tapu section of the video. Tapu Coco, I am not crazy about. I'm not crazy about almost all of the Tapus. Tapu Coco, he's gonna get a 6. Tapu Lele, also 6. Tapu Bulu, points for being different than the others, I guess, but you're still gonna be a 5. And Tapu Fini, easily the one I like the most out of all of them, so she's gonna get, we'll give her a 7, because I actually like her. And Cosmog, Nebby, yeah, they really made a big deal out of you in the game, and I just really don't care about you, Cosmog. 5. Cosmium, I feel, doesn't really count, because it's just kind of a worthless middle stage. So we'll give Cosmium like a 1, just because it's a nothing Pokemon. Solgaleo, really cool Psychic Steel though. He's the Sun Pokemon, and he's Psychic Steel. Outside of the obvious complaint of he should be Psychic Fire, he's a cool Pokemon. I like Solgaleo. I didn't have Sun, I had Moon, but I would be fine with either. I just got the one that I legitimately, genuinely prefer. Solgaleo is a cool Pokemon. He'll get a 7 out of 10. Lunala. There are so little complaints I have about Lunala. Like, so little. Almost no complaints about Lunala. Actually, I can't think of a complaint about Lunala. That, like, from a just things I like standpoint, Lunala is a perfect Pokemon for me. She is a ghost type, which, mind you, not one of my favorite types, but it is a type I think is really cool. She's a ghost type, psychic ghost, cool type combo. She's a bat, which, as evident by my profile icon, is one of my favorite animals. I love bats, and she is effectively a moon deity, which I love the way the moon is portrayed in mythology. In every form of mythology, if it has to do with the moon, I like it. And my favorite celestial body is Europa, which is a moon of Jupiter. I like moon-related things. And Lunala is a moon-related bat legendary who is Psychic Ghost type, which is a really cool type combo. She's not one of my favorite Pokemon. She's not even my favorite legendary. And she's, well, not one of my favorite Pokemon. She is in my top 100, but she's not in my top 10. She is 95th on my top 100, but just for the fact that there are so many things that she is based off of that I love, I have to give Lunala a 10 out of 10. I would feel wrong rating her any lower than that. Oh, and if anyone has a problem with me referring to Lunala as female, in alchemy, the moon is representative of the female powers, much like how the sun is representative of male stuff. Given the fact that, you know, the moon is representative of femininity in a lot of stuff outside of alchemy, yeah, I'm gonna be referring to Lunala as female. And also, she just looks a lot more feminine than Solgaleo does. And also, she's based off of I believe it's an Aztec goddess, not a god. So pretty neato. Heckums, it's Ultra Beast time. Nihilego. I've actually warmed up to quite a bit. It's jellyfish. I've mentioned how much I like jellyfish, and it's the first jellyfish Pokemon that I actually consistently like, instead of liking one form or neither. So Nihilego gets bonus points. So 7.5. Buzzwole. Oh my god. I love him because he's so stupid looking. Who the fuck thought, let's make an Ultra Beast who's a mosquito, but he's fucking jacked? Whoever at Game Freak thought of that idea is a genius and a dumbass at the exact same time. Because a lot of people hate Buzzwole because he's such a stupid Pokemon, but I love him for that reason. He's a ripped mosquito, and that's hilarious. Buzzwole gets a 7 from me. Ferramosa, the other bug. You're bug fighting. Holy shit, you're fast as hell. Sorry, I've never actively used Ferramosa before, so I didn't know her stats. So, looking at her typing, she's effectively the female counterpart to Buzzwole. However, her stats. Holy fuck, you're fast, and your special attack is also good. Ferramosa's cool. Yeah, that's really all I can say about her. Actually, I will say, I do quite like Ferramosa because she reminds me of, which is what she is, but she reminds me of those freaky but weirdly attractive alien like monster chicks. You know what I'm talking about, right? She doesn't have the we'll say proportions of Lopunny or Selazal, but she's attractive in the sense that she's really slim, feminine, and just overall pretty, I guess is the word I'm going for. She's cool. I like her. She's probably a 7.2 out of 10. Circuitry. He is just wires. However, I think he's funny. A lot like Buzzwole. I think he's funny. And he kind of looks like a Christmas tree. So I think he's even funnier. Circuitry, you're gonna get a 6.5 from me. Remember how I hate stalls? I hate Celesteela. There's a competitive scene video that me and a couple buddies were watching where this guy was using Celesteela and he played her in the most bitchiest way anyone could possibly play a Pokemon. And despite the fact that I'm not super into the competitive scene of Pokemon, I still actively shit talk that guy to my friends because I hate the way he played so much, and it's entirely because of Celesteela. I am not a fan of her, and I never will be. Celesteela is all 1 out of 10. Kartana, however, is a very cool Pokemon. Origami Pokemon. I'm shocked it took us this long to get there. Grass, Steel type, pretty neat combo. Fire weakness, but hey, Frosty doesn't give a shit. He's a cool Pokemon. 7 out of 10. Guzzlord. Holy fuck shit, his HP is insane. I'm so happy I figured out that you can click the Pokemon to like see stats and stuff about them, because I can actively reference the stat block of the Pokemon instead of having to go to Bulbapedia if I wanted to do that. Dark Dragon type, I wish we got something that wasn't Guzzlord for a Dark Dragon type effectively legendary, but hey, I ain't complaining. Guzzlord's pretty neato. I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. Necrozma. I'll just be quick about this because I never played Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Base Necrozma will get a 6 out of 10. He's kind of cool looking. Duskmane Necrozma is fucking awesome looking, really cool looking. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Dawn Wings Necrozma is pretty fucking cool, but I'm gonna subtract points for the fact that it absorbed Lunala, and I don't fuck with that. We'll give you a 6 out of 10. And then Ultra Necrozma is just infinitely cooler than every single one of his other forms. He is so fucking cool. Ultra Necrozma gets a 9 out of 10 just because of how cool he is. Magearna. I really, really like Magearna. She's a robot maid. I want to be her friend. And in the fucking in the movie she showed up in, she's really silly. And it's really endearing. I love Magearna. She's super cute. Magearna gets a 9 from me. Marshadow. This Pokemon I never knew existed until well after Sword and Shield came out, and also I consistently forget it exists. So I can't say much about Marshadow. We'll give him a 5 just because I don't know anything about him. Poipole. He's the baby stage to my favorite Ultra Beast. So yeah. Poipole is adorable. I love him. I want to be his friend, even though he's poison type and will probably kill me by accident, even if he did like me. We'll give him a 7 out of 10. And then Nagonadel. Ooh, crispy clean. I love Nagonadel. He is so cool. And Poison Dragon. That type matchup that I said I wanted. However, he is an Ultra Beast, so he's kind of cheating to use. But I'm still inclined to use him just because of how cool he is. He is a Poison Dragon mixed with a Hornet, so he's a Poison Dragon Bug, which is so many things I like. Nagonadel is 92nd on my top 100. Because he's my favorite Ultra Beast, I'll give him a 10 out of 10. Stakataka, however, is a strong contender. Stakataka is a super funny Pokemon, and also he's not a big giant monster. Stakataka is a collective of little cube dudes that build themselves into what we see as Stakataka, which is adorable. Imagine having a single cube of Stakataka as a friend. That would be wonderful. It'd be like those vector robots that people have. Just a funky little dude hanging out on your desk. Stakataka's funny. I like him. We'll give him a 6.8 out of 10. Blacephalon. 1. Okay. So, Zeraora is a Pokemon that I've only fairly recently learned about. And by fairly recently, I mean like a year ago. The first time I saw Zeraora, I legitimately thought he was just someone's persona, which I don't think anyone can blame me. And then I found out he's a legitimate legendary Pokemon. And I was like, oh, kind of cool. And then I looked into Zeraora, and I started reading about him, like, oh, actually, yeah, I can fuck with this guy. And now in this current state, he is very, very, very rapidly like approaching the top spot for my legendary. I don't think he's going to use Syrup Reshiram at any time, but the likelihood of him being my second favorite legendary is fairly high. I really like Zeraora. I would argue that he should probably be electric fighting and not mono electric, given that his whole thing is punching and, you know, close combat, and also close combat is like one of the last moves he learns. So I think giving him stab with fighting type moves would probably be good. But to bring up the obvious furry portion that I'm going to bring up, one of my favorite, well, not really species, just kind of group, I guess, of furry characters are felines, which Zeraora is. He is a feline furry character, so I innately like him. He's cool. I would hang out with him. Also, he is 4'11". He is a small bean. He is a small, feisty bean, and that makes me want one even more. Zeraora is, like I mentioned, very rapidly approaching the number 2 spot for my favorite legendaries. So, honestly, I'll give Zeraora a 9 out of 10. A lot of people don't like him because he doesn't look like a Pokemon, but I would argue that he does. He looks like a 5th gen Pokemon, but like good one, like Zoroark, which his name kind of sounds like. So, Zeraora, he gets a 9 out of 10 from me. I really like him. Hey, hi. I'm actually recording this many months later when I'm editing all these videos and putting them all together so I can upload them in a nice, compact order day after day. I would like to really quickly revise my my rating of Zeraora, because for whatever reason, I couldn't tell you, I have been obsessing over Zeraora recently, like really hard, like simp levels of obsessing, and I don't really know where this came from. But when I was editing the last video, Kalos, just 2 days ago, I noticed that Zeraora was really far down in my top 100, though he was still in there. And something just didn't quite feel right with him being that far down, especially with my opinions of him now. So I'm recording this little tidbit as an amendment to the rating I gave him in the video. I'm recording this before I actually watch it, so I don't know what I rated him, but I imagine it was low. If it's not, I guess I got some whack-ass brain functions. Anyway, I really, really, really like Zeraora now. If you don't believe me how hard I've been obsessing over him, this is my wallpaper. I couldn't find the person who actually, made the first image of him himself. I did the background because it was just a blank PNG, but that's beside the point. That's my wallpaper. I've been obsessing over Zeraora. So, at this rate, honestly, I would put Zeraora probably at number 4, maybe number 3 in my top 100. So, third favorite Pokemon. He's a lot farther up than he was before, and because of that, I'll give him a 9.7 out of 10. He's a good boy. Oh, and one more thing. I would also say he's also my favorite electric type now. So, sorry, Luxray, we're gonna replace you with a different electric cat. You're still cool, though. I still like you. Looking for Zeraora BF for warm hugs and cuddles. And then we'll do Miltank now, just because he's kind of in a weird state where he's not technically from any specific generation because he was originally released in Pokemon Go. But we'll talk about Miltank and Melmetal. Miltank is unbelievably adorable. I love him. He's a cute little dude, and I would hang out with him. I'll give Miltank an 8 out of 10. And then Melmetal. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He goes from cute to pretty friggin' cool. I like Melmetal. Melmetal can get a 7.9 out of 10. And to lead in to the Galar region, which is in the next video, we'll do Gigantamax Melmetal right now. Gigantamax Melmetal, he's pretty sweet. I really like Gmax Melmetal. We'll give Gmax Melmetal an 8 out of 10. Hey, so I forgot to review the regional forms for both Alola and Galar. So I'm just gonna do both of the regional forms in this Alola video before we get to the actual Alolan Pokemon, just to get them out of the way. Rapid fire, let's do this. Alolan Rattata gets a 1. Alolan Raticate gets a 1. Alolan Raichu gets a 1. Alolan Sandshrew gets a 5.5. Alolan Sandslash gets a 6.5. Alolan Vulpix gets a 10. Alolan Ninetales gets a 9.5. Alolan Diglett gets a 1. Alolan Dugtrio gets a 1. Alolan Meowth gets a 2. Alolan Persian does not get a point. Alolan Geodude gets a 3. Alolan Graveler gets a 1. Alolan Golem gets a 2. Alolan Grimer gets fucking like a 5, I guess. Alolan Muck also gets a 5. Alolan Exeggutor, it gets a 7 because it's really funny. Alolan Marowak gets a 7.5. It's really cool. Galarian Meowth, I'll give it like a 7. I rated Berserker in the actual video, so you're gonna have to wait until tomorrow to watch that. Galarian Ponyta doesn't get a point. Galarian Rapidash does not get a point. They fucked up Rapidash. I can't believe them. Galarian Slowpoke gets a 1. Why do you exist? Galarian Slowbro gets a 1. Why do you exist? Galarian Farfetch'd. It's basically no different from normal Farfetch'd. 1. Galarian Weezing is very, very funny. 6. Galarian Mr. Mime, only marginally better than the original travesty. 2 out of 10. Galarian Articuno, my least favorite of the 3. It's gonna get a 5. Galarian Zapdos, I have a strange specific fetish, and none of you are allowed to make fun of me. 9 out of 10. Galarian Moltres, evil Firebird. I love it. 9 out of 10. Galarian Slowking, that Slowking is dead. 7 out of 10. Galarian Corsola, they're really trying their best to make you not a stupid Pokemon, and it's working. 6 out of 10. Galarian Zigzagoon, little rocker boy, I want to be his friend. 6 out of 10. Galarian Linoon, marginally more boring than the Galarian version of Zigzagoon. 5 out of 10. Galarian Darumaka, Darmanitan, and Zen Mode Darmanitan. Why does this Pokemon deserve anything? 0 out of 10. Galarian Yamask, only slightly different to normal Yamask, so I'll give it a 6. Galarian Stunfisk, who the fuck said you deserve anything similar to your default form? You do not get a point. Alright, so with that, I'll see you in the Galar video. One more video in this series, 8 videos, 8 generations, and like 900 Pokemon. Galar, I feel, is gonna be pretty interesting because I like a lot of Pokemon from Galar. It was a really good generation. So if you're excited for that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, so you can be ready for when that's uploaded tomorrow. And like the video if you enjoyed, if you agreed with me. If you disagreed with me, leave a comment saying what you like, how would you rate the Pokemon of Alola and a little bit of Galar. Overall, I'm surprised at how many I liked from Alola. Most of them are either Legendary or Ultra Beast, but that's beside the point. Yeah. Like the video, subscribe if you want. If you really want to, I have a Patreon you can subscribe to. I won't make you, that's up to you. And I'll see you in Galar.